Emergency pod time. So it begins, Jamal. Enter Sam Ehlinger. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Colts cast. We're here to talk about everything and anything Indianapolis Colts. Look, bump all the intros. Y'all know who we are. Hey, bump all the social media right now. A quarterback change is in effect in Indianapolis. The Colts announced on Monday that Sam Ehlinger will start against the Commanders Week 8. And not just against the Commanders. The plan right now is for him to start the rest of the season. Wow. It was also reported that this change was coming regardless of Matt Ryan's grade 2 shoulder separation. You called it, Jamal. I can't lie.
What's up?
I gotta give you props. I slept on it.
Hey, it's all good because Colts Nation, like Eric said, I feel like a lot of people probably slept on it. You guys didn't think it would happen. I knew it would happen sooner rather than later. There was a reason. There was a reason they didn't get rid of this guy during the roster cuts. It was a reason they didn't drop him down. There's so many reasons. I'm pretty excited today, to be honest with you. So I got to make sure I look at my notes because if I don't, I will go down a rabbit hole, and we ain't doing that today. So I'm taking it straight from the top, Eric, because I knew this was going to happen. I felt like it was going to happen, and they just proved to me that they needed it to happen. First off, I know a lot of people were, kind of saying that Matt Ryan is catching the short end of the stick here. He wouldn't have come to a place where he was getting a shoddy O-line, et cetera, et cetera. And I'll admit that I think that no one in their right mind, especially at the age of 37, would do that. However, what would have happened in Atlanta? I mean, he could have been in the same boat in Atlanta. So I'm not going to sit here and just say that Matt Ryan wasn't promised, or what he was promised wasn't delivered, because he hasn't really delivered for us either. And I know you can play devil's advocate with that all day long, but it's a two-way street. We can't, honestly, we are giving him everything and more, because even if we let him go this year, he's still going to have $12 million guaranteed. That's just free money. We know what happened with Andrew Luck. We gave away money when he walked. We are great about giving away money at the quarterback position when they walk away. But first, I want to go on my little Matt rant talk, and then I'm going to go into the Sam Ehlinger speech. Matt Ryan, grade 2 shoulder separation. We do know that. It happened last week, happened on Sunday, yesterday at the game. I think it's interesting. It sucks. It definitely sucks, but I'd be a liar if I didn't say that. I mean, he has had an influx of pass attempts since he's walked in the building. He's through 7 games, 297 pass attempts. That's a lot of wear and tear on a shoulder, the old shoulder at that. He was well on pace to eclipse 600 attempts for the year. That's a lot. Not gonna say that that's the thing that caused it, but I'm sure throwing the ball 60 times 58 times the game before last, then 44 this game, and then however many times before then, that adds up on your body. His stats for us just haven't been the best. 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, leads the league in interceptions, 11 fumbles, sacked 24 times. That's tied for most in the league. Majority of those are on the O-line, but some of those are on him for not being mobile enough or throwing the ball out, not being quick enough to make a decision. But this injury holds a 2 to 4 week time frame for him to be out. And Eric, like you mentioned, Frank Reich said that even without this was coming down the pipeline. And before I move on to Sam, I just want to get your thoughts on Matt Ryan and kind of what you think, because he's making $24.7 million this year. And like I said, he's due $12 million guaranteed, $35 million cap hit in 2023. I mean, that's a boatload of money that were promised someone who hasn't utilized what we have around him.
Yeah, and I would have to say this is more evidence of where we really we really need to start attacking a young quarterback. We can't just keep shuffling quarterbacks every single year. We're talking Andrew Luck 1 year, he retires. Jacoby Brissett, Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan didn't even get through the entire year. I do want to be brutally honest here. It's really interesting. It really is. I don't think it's all Matt Ryan's fault. He's definitely one of the reasons for our struggles. But this isn't the Matt Ryan we signed up for. Like you said, leads the league in interceptions and fumbles. He can't really move at an NFL level anymore. The mobility is not his strong suit. So, but still, I'm really surprised at this move. I mean, this man was praised during the preseason. Y'all heard all of it. I mean, we were Super Bowl contenders with Matt Ryan. I mean, they use phrases like Matt Ryan looks unbelievable at OTAs, at training camp, great leadership, remarkable in the intermediate game. Jim Irsay even said he could be the Colts quarterback for 4 years. That man didn't even make it half a year. So, I mean, Jamal, this shit is mind-blowing to me. Honestly, there was just a lot of hype for him going into it. We're 3-3-1. It's not like we're 0-5-1 or 0-6 or something. So I know we've been underachieving, but I mean, I'm at work. You know, I ate my lunch. I did my thing. I opened up Twitter and things just were going crazy. I saw Sam Ehlinger everywhere. So, I mean, you guys remember Matt Ryan played out of his mind just 2 weeks ago against the Jaguars. 1 game later, we lose to the Titans, and he is benched for the rest of the season. Whew, it's different out here. I mean, dang.
When it's hard out here for a pimp when you're trying to get that money for the rent, man. I'm gonna tell you when I knew it was gonna start going down. Like you just said, he balled out 2 weeks ago, but what did you remember happened then? Sam Ehlinger, QB2. There was no discussion as to why he bumped up to QB2. There was no injury with Nick Foles. There was nothing going on. They just all of a sudden said QB2. So we're like, all right. Of course, I was happy. I mentioned it in the episode. And I knew something was weird because I said, why would they just bump him up? Now, did I think he was going to be the starter? No, I did not. But like you mentioned, I mean, they compared all these things to Matt Ryan all preseason long, all off-season long. And so we definitely set the expectations so high. But I also think one of the problems is again, a lot of times these people, they live in the past. They you know, I think Reich said they watched Matt Ryan throw like 50 balls and all this other stuff, and they liked the way his game was still looking. They reviewed film from the previous year with the Falcons, et cetera, and they were kind of digging what was going on, and that's fine. I get it, especially during crunch time where you know there are not a lot of quarterbacks out. You got to make a rash decision at some point, but it's one of those things where it's like, I think people again still looked at the stat padding that's gone on for over all these years, year over year. When you look at the numbers, when you see those numbers, you're like, wow, productivity wise, that could be great for this team. But exactly as we have seen game after game after game, doesn't matter that he's throwing for 300 plus every single game, but getting no touchdowns, getting interceptions, we're losing the game. Your stats can look great, but if the W doesn't go in the column, none of it matters. None of it matters. So I think that's one thing. And thing number two, which is the obvious elephant in the room, Frank Reich doesn't want to lose his job. All right, he is sweating. My man is.
He is sweating. No, boy. Yeah. That's what I wanted to say. Like, we're making tweaks every week. Yeah. And now we're seeing our first major change at 3-3-1.
Yeah, exactly.
This is crazy.
I don't know if you saw that interview with Greg Doyle from Indy Star, but Wright got snappy with him, man. I think he knows the pressure is on. And fine, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, but finally, he's got some fire on his ass, because I got so tired of every week, well, you know, blah, 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 blah. Nah, dog. Nah, we want to win. And I'm not going to go, I'll save that for Thursday, because we can talk a little bit about some other stuff that's important, staying on track here. But Frank Reich knows that it's about that time, and he knows his clock is ticking. He can see Vecna in the background. He got to keep them eyes open. So,
Stranger Things reference.
So he said, insert the Texas Longhorn, Sam Ehlinger. QB2 last week, finally given a chance. And Eric, when I think about Sam Ehlinger, I just think of the spunk he has. Even all the players said during the preseason that it was a different vibe when he was on the field. They were feeling good. The gameplay was fast. Preseason stats, and again, I know it's just preseason, but as I mentioned during those games, people were like, oh, it's against second string, third string. Again, yes, he is a second string quarterback or third string quarterback, according to Matt Ryan and Nick Foles. So he's playing to his competition. So these stats are just as important as Matt Ryan to a defensive one. Preseason stats, 24 of 29, 289 yards, 4 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, 0 turnovers, 147.8 passer rating.
Oh, we all remember that rushing touchdown.
Yes.
That was crazy. I don't care if it was against second or third string talent. I mean, you're doing it against NFL competition.
Thank you.
You are running, 75 yards as much as that was? That was awesome. So
It was. And I'm glad you mentioned that run, because I could go down the rabbit hole of his college passing stats. You know, I know Texas, you know, those schools, they're big on pass, and they're just pass. So the numbers are always going to be inflated with them. So maybe I'll talk about that another day. But I want to talk about his college rushing stats. 554 attempts, 1,907 yards, average 3.4 carry, 33 touchdowns on the ground. That's what we need. That's what we need. 3.4 a carry. All that tells me is JT gets the ball first, second down. He gets his 3.5 he's averaging right now. Boom. We got a 3rd and 3. We can do a play action. We can run the ball again and get to a 4th and 1. Or we can just have Sam stand back there and try to pass the ball. Oh, there's nothing there. I average 3.4. Let me go ahead and make that run. And now, since we're so analytical in NFL, the analytics are going to say it's 4th and inches. You should probably go for it if he doesn't get that extra yard. And if he does, then boom, we're back on track. Because Sam wouldn't have slid on that 3rd and 4 yesterday. He would have gone and he would have tried to shake and bake somebody and or taken the hit.
Still mad about that slide,
I am salty
boy.
about it. I am going to be salty about it. But I say all that because you can watch all the film on him, and the dude is shifty. He can move, and that's what we need. Frank Reich said, you know, right now the move is for Sam to be the starter for the rest of the season, like you mentioned. And there was another quote, or excerpt, I should say. You know, he said, I'm excited for Sam and the opportunity this presents for him. We've always thought from day one that Sam has some special kind of sauce. He's continued to show it. I've been particularly impressed with Sam this year in practice. Once the season started, the look he's giving on scout team, the quality of his throws, the way he's commanding himself out there, the total package just feels like at this point, that's the best decision for our team going forward. I.e., I'm going to get my ass fired if I don't get somebody else in the field. So we going to move forward with that. That's all I heard, and I ain't mad about it at all.
Oh, my
I can do this all day.
Look, we've seen Sam Ehlinger ball out in the preseason. I'm going to keep it short. Congrats to the Texas alumni. He's finally getting his chance. I know all the Colts fans that are on Sam Ehlinger's side, they wanted this. He's finally getting his time to shine. I'm excited. I'm a little cautious about this move because I think it could be either really good for us or it could start getting really bad. You know, I'm not going to take anything away from Matt Ryan's play as far as the positives. Like, he had the leadership. He's a veteran. He's a great signal caller, things like that. So let's see what Sam Ehlinger does. I mean, he's making his first career start against the Commanders. Let's blow it out the park. Shoot, he can make our O-line look better with his mobility.
Exactly.
We'll see. There's a lot that can happen here. I'm excited, but guys, we just wanted to break down the news for y'all. It's been a rocky Monday. It's not supposed to get popping this early in the week. But here we are in Indianapolis. Let's go Colts. Hey,
Colts.
That's going to be it for us. Little mercy pod for everybody. Thanks for tuning in for the Colts cast. We'll be back later on this week to give you some more Indianapolis Colts content. Y'all take care.
Take care.